Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. Welcome to this week's Weekly Wednesday. For those of you who have never joined me before, every Wednesday, I usually pick either a stamp set or a bundle, or I kind of mix two different ones, and I bring you two projects every Wednesday. And if you're watching me on my YouTube channel and you like this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And then underneath, I have different links. One of the links goes to signing up for my newsletter if you are interested in knowing all of my specials that I offer, plus all of like Stampin' Up news. Okay, so this week, well, first of all, I just have to say, I cannot believe today is the last Wednesday of August. Next Wednesday is September 1st. I can't even get over it. It's like, whoa. And next Wednesday is also my daughter's birthday, my oldest daughter's birthday. So it also is the first day of school for them. So it's like, oh my goodness. I just can't get over how fast this year for me has gone by. Okay, so today, for those of you who do not know me, I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and one of my favorite things in the entire world are cats. In fact, my Stampin' Up team name is called the Crafty Cats. And so when this stamp set was, when I opened the mini book and I saw this stamp set, I was like, oh, I love it. This is probably my favorite. Well, yeah, it's probably one of my favorite stamp sets out of this entire catalog, if not the favorite. I am just a sucker for cats, especially fat cats, lazy cats, crazy cats. I just love cats. So today I have two Halloween cards, but we are going to pair it with some dies. The dies that we're going to pair it with, this stamp set does not come with dies. This is strictly just a stamp set, so it's not a bundle. But we're going to pair it with the Frightfully Cute bundle. Now, I'm not using any of the stamps. I almost said candy because I was reading that when I was talking. We're not going to pair it with any of the stamps from this die. We're only going to use the dies. And the dies that we're going to use is the spider web, this really cute shape that you can see I've used on that card. And then I want to show you an alternative to this, and I will get to that and later on afterward when we get to that point in the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and let's actually, let's go ahead and make this card first. We can do that card first. So we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm using Gorgeous Grape. If you want to score it, you can score it at 4 1/4. Otherwise, you can just fold it in half, but use your bone folder to varnish in the crease. And I just realized I don't have a piece of inside. So the inside cert is basic white, and that measures at 4 by 5 1/4. I like to put it on the inside. I like to put it on the inside for two reasons. One, if it's a darker color, I want to be able to see what I'm writing or to stamp. But with this one too, we're going to cut the card base here. So you're going to want to see the white on the back side. All right. So I purposely left this so that we could cut this together just to show you how easy it is. So once you have your card base and you've already folded it and you've scored it, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off half of it. So I'm going to cut off about 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is if I go this way, I can't cut off that for 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go this way. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I'm going to put it at the 2 mark and I'm going to cut this piece off. But now I'm just going to kind of flip this around like this, and there's my card. Okay. So now we would have our inside piece for this. So we're not stamping on the inside today. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this in the center, just like that. So now what this leaves is 2 inches on this side, or 2 1/4, because your card is this width at 5 1/4. Okay. All right. So now I have a piece of designer series paper, and I'm just going to place that over the top here. And this measures at 2 by 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, and look at this. Breaks my heart to put it on this side because of the little cats, but got to do it. All right. So we're just going to place that like that. Now, I have a few other pieces that we are going to do, and I'm going to get to this piece in a second. So we also are going to use, which I've already gone ahead and for the video and die cutted it out for, but we're going to use the tailor-made tags, and we're going to use the largest one of this in basic white. And then I've already cut the 2 little circles, and I did that in Gorgeous Grape. So I am just going to get that out. Now I only need 1, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that aside because I only need 1. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my green glue here, and I'm going to do my whole dot, dot, not a lot. Oops, give me a second, because that was like one of those little glue boogers. All right, so we're going to do dot, dot, not a lot, and we're going to place that over the top of the hole right here. We're just kind of reinforcing it, and it's cute. It's a little extra decor. It's on the card. It's super cute. All right, so I'm going to bring my card out here. Kind of have a mess going on. I feel a little disorganized today, and I'm sorry, guys. All right, so the next thing that we have is we're using part of a die here. This is from our scalloped contour dies, and this is the second to largest piece. And then we're going to use some of this paper, which this designer series paper, I actually wanted to get out my catalog because I wanted to share with you. This is a 6x6 designer series paper. I love this Halloween paper. I feel like this year, I mean, Stampin' Up always does a good job, but I feel like this year Stampin' Up just knocked Halloween right out of the ballpark. I mean, everything that they did for Halloween this year is just amazing. So here's the designer series paper, and it's 6x6. It's called Cute Halloween. It has Flirty Flamingo, Pumpkin Pie, Old Olive, Highland Heather, and Basic Black in it. And the colors are just great. And what's nice about this is you get 6 pieces of each side. So, or 6, it's double-sided, sorry. So you get 6 pieces, but it's double-sided. So you're really getting 3 of each side if you want to, or 6 of one side. And I just love that. So like for this, I'm going to use the polka dot side, but there is the candy side, which this is super cute too, the black and white candy side. But because I'm stamping right on this, we're going to use this side. And this measures at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I'm going to, before I even adhere that, I'm going to actually do my stamping. Now, unfortunately, this isn't one of those things where you can stamp and then flip it over if you make a mistake, because you really can't. And I just grabbed the wrong one. That one's for the next card. So for this one, we want to say, really, I've been this cute all 9 lives. So I'm just going to do that right in the bottom of the corner. Okay, good. Whew, it worked. I was a little concerned about that. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this to the scallop piece, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach it to this. And I do want this to come to closer to the edge, but I don't want to put adhesive here because then I'm going to close my card. So I'm going to flip this over, and I am going to put some dimensionals here. But instead of putting, you know, guesstimating, I'm going to now just put some dimensionals on the edge of this. This way I know I'm going to get it right. and I don't have to worry about that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to kind of line that up where I want it, just like that. All right, so now we have our tag. So let's go ahead and get this tag. And also for the sake of the video, I went ahead and I cut one of these spider webs out. I like these spider webs. I will be honest, a couple years ago, Stampin' Up did a embossing folder that was spider webs, and it's retired now, but I just think that would be even the icing on the cake to all of these products, because it would be so cute. But so if you have that at home, I would definitely recommend adding that to some of your Halloween projects, because it would be so cute. All right, so we're going to do some more stamping. We're going to stamp the broom, and then we're going to stamp the cat sitting on the pumpkin. So let's do the broom first. We're going to use two colors. We're going to use the Bumblebee and the Cinnamon Cider. And how I'm doing it is I'm literally taking my broom like this, which give me a second because I just see like a little fine piece of hair here. I don't want that on there. All right. And I'm literally going to go to the edge here of my broom where I can see, because it's photopolymer, so I can see. And so that way I know. And then I'm going to flip it around this way and I'm going to do the edge of it like this. And that way I'm getting it to where I want it. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp it on just a, scrap basic white. And there you have your broom. Okay, now for the larger images, I would recommend using your piercing mat if you have one. So I have my piercing mat right here. It's just good because this is a photopolymer stamp, so you really want to make sure that you're getting the image as clear as possible. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start from the bottom with this, and I do have more circles, so if I have to flip this over because I mess up, well then I mess up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp first. It doesn't matter which one you stamp. The center, though, you are going to stamp off. So I'm going to do this first. I don't really feel that it matters which one you do first, but I'm going to stamp this in Pumpkin Pie. I'm going to get it completely to the bottom edge of this, as close as you possibly can. Now I want to color it in. So oop, wrong way. I do want to color it in a little bit, but I want to stamp off because I want this to be lighter than what I just stamped. So now I'm just going to kind of go like that. Perfect. Okay, that was perfect. Hopefully the cat turns out perfect too. And if it doesn't, well, I'll just start over. Okay, so now I have the cat. I'm just using my black Memento. And I like to turn it around like this. When I'm doing something that's like a solid image, I like to turn it around and really make sure that I'm getting it completely, like so that it's really dark, because I want the cat to be, black and white. So now I'm going to line it up. And you know what? I also just realized that I should have brought my pumpkin down a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make the cat go over the pumpkin a little bit. Like he's hanging off the pumpkin because he's a little fluffy. We won't say chubby. We'll say fluffy. There. But he's kind of like hanging off. All right. He's fine. He's fine. Okay, so now we do have a hat for him. We have to stamp one more thing. This is where I was going to share with you. So in this Clever Cat stamp set, there is a hat. And I am going to use the hat. And I'm going to do tone on tone. So I'm going to use my Gorgeous Grape ink pad on top of Gorgeous Grape cardstock. Okay? But if you did not want to do that, because I am going to fussy cut it. And I know not everybody likes to fussy cut. If you did not want to do that, in the Frightful Cute bundle, which is the same bundle that I got these dies, there is a hat. And this I cut this purple hat out so that I could show you. So you could just attach the hat on like this. But I will be honest, I thought for this, I actually liked that hat. So it's, you know, I did want to share with you. You could do one or the other. All right. So I am going to do a little fussy cutting because we need to fussy cut out the broom and we need to fussy cut out the hat. And when I fussy cut, I am using my paper snips because I find that I get more control with the littler scissors. I do have larger scissors that I like to use, but when I fussy cut, I like to use the little ones because I kind of turn with it. And I also make sure that I'm not cutting right on the edge of where I stamped. I'm actually leaving, I'm like giving it a little border. I think when you give it a little border, it looks better and you don't have to worry about whether or not you're so perfect with it. Okay, because there's no need to be perfect with it. There really isn't. All right, so there's that. And then same with this. I'm going to leave a little border here. And I'm not going to, I'm going to go in a little bit here. But I'm still leaving a border. Because if you had a die for this, a die would leave a border too. So we're going to do a little turn here. And now that I've turned it, I'm going to cut that part off. Get back into my little groove here. All right. And there we go. There's our broom. Cute, 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 cute. All right, so we do need some ribbon because I have some ribbon here before we attach this. And I'm using this glittered, black glittered ribbon. And I'm just going to use like about that much. And the reason why is because I'm not tying a bow. I'm actually just going to tie it in a knot. So I am going to pull it through here. But then I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Just like that. Okay, and I don't want to pull too tight because I don't want to rip my tag here. All right, so let's get rid of that. All right, and then let's put a little glue on the back of this. Remember, dot, dot, not a lot. What my elementary school teacher taught me. And we're just going to kind of place that like that. Now we are going to pop this up and we're going to pop the hat up. So I'm going to place dimensionals on the back of this. And I'm using up all my edges here, my dimensionals, because I had a lot of them. I had 2 classes last week. And I always pull out brand new sheets for my classes. But then when my classes are done, I have just the edges, which I'm totally fine with myself using the edges. So that's why I have quite a bit. All right, so I'm going to center that like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just at the top there because it is a little higher there, but I am going to put on the edge here just a little bit of glue. So I have a little glue on the bottom and then a dimensional at the top because we're going to go like that. That way it's just secure to both. Oh, you guys, you know what? I forgot to tuck this guy in. Oh, no. All right, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, that was easy to undo. Okay, so we can just easily tuck this down. In fact, this is popping up rather easily. So we're just going to put that down, put that over, because I have my dimensionals holding it down. All right, so now let's reattach the hat, though. Let's peel that off. All right, hold on. Put a new dimensional there. And there we go. There we go. I almost forgot that part, you guys. All right. There it is. Isn't that cute? I love Halloween cards. I never mail a lot out, but I love them. Oops, this little ribbon's untucked. There we go. I love making them. And I love making Halloween layout pages for scrapbooking. I love that. And if you want to, I'm actually going to do that because I don't like how that's like flipping down. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that bottom of that broom. There we go. Because I don't want to put it in an envelope and have it like pop up. Cute. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one? All right. So for the next one, we're actually going to do some embossing, which I just realized I think I might have to get out my white embossing powder because we are using white, not clear. Give me 2 seconds to grab that. I have it. I forgot to put it at the table, so I have it now. All right, so we're gonna start with the same style base card, so 5.5 by 8.5, and you'll score it at 4 1/4 or fold it in half. Again, always use your bone folder to varnish in the creases. Now we have 2 pieces of cardstock measuring the same. My first layer and my inside layer are measuring the same. They're the exact same measurements. So they're measured at 4 and 5 1/4. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the inside in. But before we do the outside first layer, we're gonna add a little something. So can you see this like little stitching behind here? I like that. This is from the Stitched with Whimsy. So these are like, they're dies, but it's not going to cut this out. Like at first, when I first saw these, I thought this cut to this shape and then there was these stitches, but it doesn't. It literally just gives like the stitches in there. It doesn't actually die cut it completely out. Now, if you wanted it to be die cut it out, you could take your paper snips and just snip it out by fussy cutting yourself. See how that does that? So it's just giving it the stitches, but you could take your paper snips and go all the way around if you wanted to, but we're not going to do that today. So I am going to place this flat. Oops, I got a little ribbon in my, all right, so I'm going to place that flat. All right, now I have another scallop rectangle, and that's from the scallop contour dies. This is the third to largest one. I have another one of these spider webs, so we're going to use that. I have this, which we're going to stamp in Versamark, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then I have this where we're going to do the same cat and same pumpkin. And then I have these pieces here where we're going to put some little like notches in them to make them like banners. Now these are 1 by 3s, and I'm literally just going to use my pick a banner punch, and I'm just going to put them in like this, and I'm going to punch them. That way it's giving it a little banner. Now, if you do not have this punch, don't fret. There's multiple things that you can do with it. If you have the Taylor Tags punch, you could do that. Or you could just take your paper snips and go up the center, just a snip, and then go corner to corner. So you could do that too. All right, so let's go ahead and place these on because these are gonna go on flat, and we're gonna build the card. So I wanna make sure that I got this one angled here. This one's gonna go in the center. And then this one's gonna go at the top. We're gonna kind of angle that like that, okay? Because this is gonna cover it anyway, and then we're gonna place that underneath. All right, so before we do that, let's do a little stamping because we need to do the cat. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the last card with the pumpkin pie. So I'm not stamping off with this piece, but I am going to stamp off with this piece. So So I'm just gonna kind of stamp off again because I just want that to be lighter, just like that. And then I want the cat. So we're gonna get our memento back out. And I'm going to tip it upside down like this to make sure my cat's very dark. He looks very dark, so we're all good. We're gonna do that. Oh, he's cute. So cute. All right, so now let's go ahead and I'm just going to place that on here, and we're putting this on flat. Oh, I just got a little ink there. All right, I'm going to do something. Have you guys ever seen these? They're called sand erasers, and they're made by Tombow. Stampin' Up does not. This is not a product of Stampin' Up, but you can purchase these on Amazon. That's where I've purchased mine, and I will put a link to Amazon for them. But if you have just a tiny bit of ink on your finger and you get a little bit on your paper, it is perfect to just gently erase it away, just like that. It's a great product. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's do our emboss, because we're going to do, my tail says it's twitching hour. And we want to clean that off because I got that in black. There we go. All right, so we're going to get out our Versamark, and we're going to make sure it's nice and sticky, and it is, so yay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp on this piece. And then I've got my white embossing powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle that over. And don't be shy. You're flicking it off anyway. And then you're just going to turn it around and flick it off. See how I got some on the edge there? Just kind of flick it off. But if you got a few little specks, that's fine. Halloween's kind of eerie like that. Adds a little character. All right, let's put that away. I love this thing because it's easy to put to stamp with, but every time I lift the lid, I feel like there's like sand because it's that powder just all over here. All right, so let's get out my embossing heat tool, and we're going to make this turn white here. I'm going to put it on high. Heat it up. And we'll watch it turn shiny white. It does take like a minute or so, a couple seconds. Of course, watching it in a video, it probably feels like forever to get that to really heat up. All right. Flip that over because I'm burning my finger. And I'm actually going to take my tweezers here and I'm going to hold it. It's very hot on my finger. All right, so I think we're pretty good. I don't know why this little apostrophe and S is not getting very dark, but maybe it didn't have that much on there. But there it is, very cute. All right, so let's bring our card back, because now we're going to place this in there, and we're going to set this behind like this. So I'm just going to kind of put a little adhesive in the center here. And I'm just going to kind of lay it like that because I'm going to cover it up anyway with this. So we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. So just like that. All right. And now we're going to place it over to the side like this. but I still want to make sure I have some of that over there. And then on this part, we're going to put flat adhesive here, but because it's going to be up, we're going to want to put a dimensional on this side. So we're going to put a dimensional on this side, but then we'll just kind of put, you can either use your glue or whatever adhesive you're currently using. And I just realized this is a little crooked, so give me a second. We're going to fix this. There we go. Don't want that crooked. All right, so now we're just going to go like this. And there you guys have it. That is your card. See, it wasn't that hard. I love that cat. It is so cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Halloween. And if you did not have the Clever Cats and it was on your wish list, get it. It is so adorable. My favorite cat, which is not the cat I used today, is the one trying to fit in the box because he's just too big to fit in the box. He's so cute. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I will see you guys next week on September 1st. Thanks for watching. Bye.